here is what they added. So what you're gonna do then, everybody knows how to do this. Could we figure out what our total revenue is that we receive from each laborer that we add? Could we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could, because if we hire Old Popsicle and we hire our first unit of labor, we can see that he's gonna bring us a marginal product. He's gonna be responsible for pumping out 7 units of widgets. And the product price is what? $2. So what's gonna be the marginal revenue product? Does everybody see that? Now what's really unique, and they do this to make it really easy for you, you notice how our functions were always U-shaped. It shows us here that as we hire each additional unit of labor, what happens to our marginal physical product right from the first one that we hire, it drops. You know, we said that it dropped, all right, when we were looking at our average total cost, all right, dropped, but what happened with our output when we hired additional units of labor? It went up, didn't we? Now, they're not doing that here. They're just making this really easy for you to identify. Okay. Now, can you tell me what kind of market are we looking at here? Purely competitive, monopolistically competitive, monopoly, what are you guys looking at here? How can you tell? That's pure competition. Nice job. How'd you know, Sweet? Price of the product is always the same. You can't charge any more, can you? They're all stinking the same. That marginal revenue and that demand function price is all the same. So that would be a purely competitive market. Product prices are all the same. And that's all you're going to do now. You are going to then look at the, the output that we get per unit of labor. You're going to multiply that by its price. We're going to come up with the total revenue that we receive. You know that P times Q, right? Here's your Q. Here's your P. If we multiply P times Q, are we going to get our total revenue? Isn't that what's going to happen? And how do we get marginal revenue? Now, notice it's marginal revenue product, because it's the marginal revenue, and we put product up there, that's for each labor that we're hiring. Does that make sense now? Mm-hmm. See the little bit of a difference there? Because these outputs are showing us how many we get with each unit of labor. That's why we call this marginal revenue product. How are we going to get that? It's merely the change here in the total revenue we get from each one of those labors. So once you know that, then this is really easy. And I suspect that you're going to have, 2 or 3 questions. How many laborers should the firm hire? Okay. What looks odd about column 3? Well, we see that we're seeing diminishing marginal return with the first unit we hire. Right after that, are we seeing diminishing marginal return with every unit of labor? Yeah, that's I said they do that for simplicity. So we just went over this, okay? The reason why MRP is falling is because diminishing marginal return, okay? In a purely competitive market. So here is your rule for employing resources. How many laborers should you hire?